the last 50 years, we have lived in a world we've got used to, the idea of growing wealth, increasing industrialization, economic development, relative peace. The world has been our oyster, but now something else is beginning to happen, and let me assure you, nobody understands what this means. There is corruption, there is increasing number of failed countries, unpredictable global weather, lack of growth, radical extremism, global modernity. And I would like you as designers to look at this background to see what we can do for this. Growth has been declining globally for the last 10 years. Please don't be under the impression that the world is getting richer. It is getting poorer every year. Productivity is in decline. Whatever anybody tells you in the economic papers, in the media, please do not forget that we are gradually shrinking in terms of our capacities and growths. If you see the manufacturing jobs, and industrialization was our great hope, they have begun to reduce very drastically. In the case of India, for instance, we are facing, which will not be admitted by the government, but we are facing premature deindustrialization. India is deindustrializing and has been for 5 years. Now, we have to see this in the perspective of what you think the new cities will do and what they will work in. We have to ask ourselves, what is the future city going to be? And ideas about the future city are divided amongst two kinds of people. The one kind of person believes that we can fix our cities by investing money. The other people believe that we have to change the nature of our city. This is basically the divide in all the ideas, not only about Indian cities, but basically about global cities, but it's valid for India. The fix our city experts, believe that the problem of 200 years of colonial rule, 70 years of mismanagement of independence can suddenly be done away with if you invest money in the existing city. So that's generally, this is an argument backed by McKinsey's, the Boston Consulting Group, the World Bank, the IMF, and all the financial institutions. They believe that if you invest in infrastructure, you can fix your cities. Now, let's not forget the number of people who live in our big metros. Let's look at the money. According to McKinsey, we need $1.2 trillion to invest in our metros to get the cities going. But, we don't have the money. So, look at our external debt. We are borrowed up to the hilt. And now the global financial institutions are offering us another few $1 trillion to invest in our cities to fix our infrastructure. But there's something else happening. Global warming. Global warming is beginning to affect us, but we do not recognize it. The climate is changing. The floods are increasing. Now, this is not going to go away with any form of investment. If we look at the water scarcity map of the World Bank, you will see there are two countries in yellow, which is India and China. And it shows there's no water. And I'll tell you a little bit about the studies we have done. That's the World Bank prediction of the availability of water in India by 2050. So, if we don't change the way we live, we will be reminded of living in Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iraq, Syria. They're all facing the same problem, but they've gone over the tip. And we have still sat ourselves down comfortably.